With Mr. McKernan's learning, it's learning of a different kind. With Mr. McKernan's learning, I hope that you might find something new that you have never tried before. Just some stuff to stop your brain from getting bored. No! Yeah, just use the peaches up first. Hello, all you good people. Hey look, we're going to do a little bit of a creative project and one that's long term. So it's not just bish bosh done in one go, something you can keep coming back to maybe every day, maybe even twice a day. And actually the process can be quite mindful, which is a lovely chance for you just to switch off and kind of just think about the moment and just, you know, relax your mind. It's a good thing to do that. So it's paper mache. I'm not saying what it is yet. There it is. It's paper mache, which is essentially make a little model of your own using lots of layers of newspaper and glue. Okay, you will need essentially just newspaper and glue. You can make your own glue using flour and water. You need a little bit of cellophane at the start and something as a mould. In this case, we'll use a bowl if we're going to make an emoji. And a brush, or you can use your finger. Oh yes, and perhaps an old mushroom tub, a plastic container of some kind, or another bowl that you're going to put your gluey water in. Newspaper. The first thing you're going to have to do with this is make up lots of little strips. And here's the thing. A newspaper has a grain, the same way as a piece of wood would have. Okay, but here's the thing. If you try and rip down the piece of paper, it'll rip all wobbly. Like, see, it went off there. It's no good. But if you rip downwards, it rips in nice long straight lines. It goes with the grain. Look at that. Whoa. So this is what you want to do. About 2 centimetres wide strips. Fold your paper over, look, and just do lots and lots of strips like that. When you've done lots of strips, put them together like that, look, and then you want to rip them into ones approximately, what, 10 centimetres? I like estimating. There we go. Rip, rip. And that one will do like that. Okay. And you're going to do that lots and lots of times until you have a nice big bundle. Okay, what's next? Now the next thing you want to do is make your glue. Here we go. Alright, so I've got an old tub here. You want to mix your glue in a ratio of 3 to 1, which means that if I put 3 cups of water into a tub, 2, 3, I'm going to do, guess how many? 1 glue. Now what you're going to do, give all that a good mix up. It's because you want the glue to be watery. Looks a bit thin that, I'm going to add a bit more, maybe 1.5 to 3 parts. Now if you don't have some of this white PVA glue, that's alright, you can make your own glue hopefully from things in your house, just some flour and water. Let's show you how now. That's our other glue, this one, let's do the same again, let's do 2 parts water, 1, 2, and then we'll try the flour. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think 2 parts water to 1 part flour. Okay, now to start. I don't know if I need to be down here. Okay, the first thing we need to do is cover our bowl with a little bit of cling film first, so that when we stick the newspaper to it, it doesn't actually stick to the bowl. Place it over top, like that. Nice and smooth, nice and tight all around. Make sure you've got enough to overlap the edges too. Great. Ready to go. Ready to start adding the wet paper. I get my first piece and I'm going to dunk it into there, completely covering it, look. And you just make sure you scrape off any of the extra, any excess. And I'm just going to lay it on my bowl and around the edge. This is the edge that matters, because we're going to be covering this side. You get your next piece. Hello, get out. Same again. Scrape off the excess with your fingers. And what you want to do is overlap it. Don't leave a gap. Don't put it next to it. Just slightly overlap. Alright. Little invader. Photo bombing. There we are. Next one. There we are. And keep going like that. Alright. Just the last few strips to go now. And remember, make sure there's no gaps anywhere at all in it. And with your wet fingers, make sure it's all nice and smooth. Doesn't matter if there's a few wrinkles, but the smoother it is, the nicer the finish for what you're making. There we go, all done. Make sure it's nice and smooth all over. Great job. Now then, all you need to do now is leave that to dry. So you can put it near a radiator, on a windowsill, or just somewhere warmish in your house. Try and maybe put it on a lid or a tray. That's what I do, so I don't damage Mrs McKernan's best tables. Ta-da! Leave that to dry. If you do it in the morning, it might be ready by night time, and then you can do a second layer before you go to bed. If not, once a day is fine. You'll probably need to do 6, 7 or 8 layers, and then the more you do, the thicker and the more substantial. The longer your emoji will last, your model will last. All right? Cool. Let's do layer 2 tomorrow. I forgot to mention, you can make models using other things. A balloon is a classic one. You don't need the cling film. Just papier mache your balloon and you can make heads, masks, planets. A really good resource. And actually, because I don't know if any of you know, but I quite like fungi and mushrooms. I've been spending the last few days making a mushroom. But what I thought I'd do is make it like, you know, to go on my wall. So I've been busy building like that, like a little shield. So I'm looking forward to painting that. It's got about 8 layers on. Ooh, great, exciting papier mache mushrooms. Okay, so I've finished doing all my layers now, and when I'm happy that I think I've got enough, for me I think it was about 7 or 8 layers, and that'll be thick enough. I've put on an undercoat, you would call it, so I've put on some white paint first. If I didn't do that, and I painted any light colours like yellow or orange on, you might be able to see the print of the newspaper coming through. So I've put an undercoat of white, that's dried, and now I'm ready. Hang on a minute, what am I ready to do? Now it's time to choose the emoji that I want to make this into. So I'm going to use my phone, choose the emoji, I've got one ready, and I'm going to draw it onto the bowl. Not really there, look, the phone's there, I'm using it as my camera. Little trick that. It's a prop. Now I just need to start to paint it. Alright, that's it. Finished. Now, something I would recommend. I've painted it while it was on the bowl so it was nice and solid. I've not yet taken it off the bowl. But I've just done some number ones and we had quite a bit of trouble. So I really hope, here's my piece of advice if you've not started yet, make sure you have plenty of cellophane underneath that cling film stuff to make sure this doesn't stick to the bowl, because this didn't have quite enough. So I've started to tear it around the edges a little bit to release it. Oh, look at that. Ooh, this is satisfying. Alright, a nice clean bowl. Cellophane can come out. Brilliant. So to finish off, we just need to neaten up all these edges. Pair of scissors, I reckon. Very carefully. Trim around the edge. How about that? Finished. Emoji, look at that. Put that on your wall, wherever you fancy. Hopefully you can think of your own emojis. You can choose any you like, or you can do anything you wanted with this. I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking a mushroom cap. You can maybe make the stem from something else. Other ideas. Or you can make Pikachu, like this little boy here. Little boy McKernan. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoy your paper mache adventure. Okay. Oh, it's not my mother, is it? Give me a minute. I'm on the making a film, Mum. Okay. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'll speak to you soon. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.